Hello everybody and welcome back to another Don't Starve Together video. So today we'll be looking at another guide for Don't Starve Together. We're going to be looking at the Repo update. So I already did a video just announcing that the video came out around a month ago now already. Time really goes fast. But yes, so it's already been 1 month and now I actually want to go more in details on what are the new mechanics. Because I've been saying in my other tutorial videos, I've been playing with new players a lot lately. And first of all, they might have been old players that knew the old system, but now are completely baffled by the new mechanics. But or if not, they're just completely new players that just want to know how to farm because yes, pro players and when you're small groups are not going to want to farm. When you're a lot of players or you're just new to the game and you don't really know a lot of mechanics, farming can be a really good food source for you guys. So that's why I'll be looking at today. We're going to be looking at farms for exactly that reason to try to help new players help players understand this new mechanic and see what it can bring to us. Okay, guys, so we're going to start off by going next to a science machine. So what we're going to be really going to be basing our game on is going to be this, the garden rigamajig. So this is the first step towards your farming career in the beautiful world of Don't Starve. So what you're going to want to do is, as you can see here, you're going to need boards, rope, and flint. Now I'm wicker bottom, so I'm a little unique where I can build this immediately. But usually you guys are gonna have to go next to a science machine. You guys are gonna have to go and refine and get 4 boards, 3 boards. Sorry, I think. Let me just go check again. Yeah, you get 3 boards and you get 2 rope. Now, once you have this and you also have your flint on you, you go in here and you click on Garden Rigamajig and you're going to get it in your inventory. And now, instead of just dropping it like this, you're going to actually want to right click to deploy it. And now it's going to do its little jig. Now, while that's doing that, what you can do in tools is that you can get a shovel and you can get a hoe to help you work. Now, you just have to wait until this is done. It might take a little bit of time, but there you go. It's done and it gives you back. Why? Because this, you see 75%. You can use this 4 times for 4 different plots. Now, Wormwood doesn't need plots, of course. You can just put them everywhere. But even with Wormwood, sometimes I like putting plots just to keep things nice and tidy and organized. Now, this is pretty much what's new. So now, when you're going to have your tile, you're going to take your shovel, like I just did, you're going to dig out all the rubble. You see, this is rubble. You don't want that. It's bad. And even if you leave it there because it's not in your way, it's still going to reduce the happiness of your plants. So you really want to make sure to take them all out. Now, what you're going to see here is going to be little holes in the ground. So this is where you can actually place your seeds. Now you can place it where you already have holes made from the machine, or you can grab your hoe and you can actually till the land. A good number for every tile is 9 land, but as you can see here, I have 8. That's fine. It's not the biggest worry. So here you see again, I have 7 on this one. See, I have 8 on this one, 7 on this one. And then this one over here, exactly same thing. Look, I'm going to put down my machine again. I'm going to grab my shovel, dig up the debris. I'm going to hoe the land and make sure that it's all ready for me to put seeds in it. Because that's going to be the next step. So that's already your first step, guys. You're already ready to be placing seeds. Okay, so now once you're up and ready with this mini farm here, the next step is going to be, honestly, if you want to just have food on the table to be able to put stuff in your crock pot, this is pretty much it. You're going to have these things. They're going to grow up in a couple of days, and you just need to collect them, and you're done. And that's pretty much like the old system. You plant a seed, you pick it back up, and you're done. But we can go a lot farther with this new method, this new Repo update. Now, what you can do is these plants, each day you're going to be able to tend them by pressing space on them or by clicking on them. Now you see, and every time they go up in phase, so you can see here this is a planted seed, and then this one is also an IRC, but you see there's like an upgrade. They upgraded. And now this one, I'm lucky, I know it's going to be corn, but I'm going to show you later an item that's going to be able to identify your crops. But the important part is to know that if you press space or click on it every time it grows in stages by the animation, you're going to be able to make them happier. But that's not it. You're going to need a lot more stuff. Another thing that you can use to make them happier is a watering can. If you go in tools, you can make a empty watering can with 2 boards and 1 rope. And then when going next to a pond can be found in a swamp or a grasslands. It's quite easy. You grab your watering can, you put it in your hand, and you just right click on the pond. It's going to fill it up. So you see here I have a watering can that's filled up with water, and now I can right click and I can hold it actually for a while and just spam it. I'd rather spam it because if you spam it, it gets a lot more clicks, and you can see the ground gets wetter and wetter. And I would just get it wet until it doesn't change anymore. You see, it doesn't change anymore, so I'm good. I go to the next one, and you see these things are growing. And if I press space, I leveled them up. You see here, so every time, like I said, they grow up, you'll want to press space. Now, I'm going to plant the rest of my seeds here because I just watered this terrain, so I'm not going to make it go to waste. So when I was talking about earlier making your plants happy, they have pressure points, and you want to have the less pressure on your plants as possible. So having familiar plants together makes them happier. So you're going to want to plant the same kind of plants together. Having not too many plants all mushed up on one terrain is going to help them. Having water on them, tending them at each cycle, all of this is going to lead to you to have the best crops you want. But to have the huge crops, you're going to start to have to think about crop rotations. And that's just another thing. But this is like the medium size. Like there's like the easy level is not doing nothing. Medium is actually putting in the work and putting water, tending to your crops and all that stuff. And the hard level, to get the best and biggest crops, you're going to have to go into nutriments of your crops. And that's a whole nother thing. But I can explain it, which is pretty easy. I'm going to be explaining in this next section how to get huge crops. So if you don't like that, you can skip, and I'll be explaining a little bit after this section more about the types of weeds and all that. Okay, I'm just gonna go quickly on the huge crops. Huge crops, there's tons of rotations, and the basics of what it is that you're grabbing nutriments from a certain crop type, and you're trying to give it to the other crop type, and they're supposed to be like working together. One gives a certain nutriment, and the other one gives the other, so that they both become helpful. Now, yes, you can like directly put, you see here, manure into the ground like this, but it's not really effective. What you really want to do is, like I said, have crops that help each other. A perfect example is tomatoes and potatoes. If you put them in an L shape on each side here and have a space in the middle, 4 tomatoes and 4 potatoes, at the end of the cycle, if you do everything correctly and it's a good season for them and everything, you're going to have huge tomatoes and potatoes. And if you hammer them down, it's going to give you tons of seeds and tons of the nutriments that you need, like the actual vegetable that you need. But to achieve that, like I said, you have to go by the basic steps. Yes, you need to have the nutriments help each other, but you also need to tend them every day, give water, make sure there's no weeds, no debris. You really have to pay attention. And this is a lot of time. This is a lot of time that you're spending on your farms. But it is worth it if you're a lot of people. Because if one person is just working day in, day out on these farms, it will pay off. And with huge crops, it's even better and so satisfying. Now, the last thing we're going to be talking about is weeds. Weeds, as you can see, this is a forget-me-a-lot weed. This is going to be the most famous weed that you're going to be finding. So, there's 4 kinds. There's like the fire type. There's the tillweed type. There's the forget-me-a-lots. And there's the spring weeds. So the fire ones are really hot. When you pick them up, it burns you. So what you want to do is when you see it, you want to dig it up. Same thing with the spring ones. The spring ones will trap you and will take your health away, will damage you. So you want to dig those up when you see them. And when I say see them, you're just gonna learn. Like I'm learning. I learned what a forget me a lot looks like when it's on the low, like the first stage of its growth. So I just dig it up. You know what I mean? It's super easy to like learn it, and you're just gonna learn it. That's really my best tip for it. Just learn what they look like. And also with the hat, I'm going to be teaching you guys at the end of this video how to use it. The hat to learn about all the plants. It's going to be a lot easier. So let's say like I look here, this is a tomato, so this is going to be a tomato. This is easy. But usually when it's going to be on like first level, they're going to be like, this is still an unknown plant. Well, you know that's a weed because you pretty much already discovered all of the other plants. Now, these are forget-me-a-lots. Forget-me-a-lots, you can make tea with them, but you still want to dig them out because they're still weeds and they're still bad. And the last one is tillweed, which you can now use, as you can see here, tillweed. You can use it in the recipe to slowly weed out aches and pains. So this is pretty much another healing way to heal your character in the game. Okay, now the last thing in this video is going to be a last food item. So if you go in your food item, you see here the Gardeneer's Hat. So if you make this hat, you're going to be able to wear it, and you're going to be able to research your plants. Now, every stage of growth of your plants, you're going to be able to research it. Even when they're in huge form, you're going to be able to research the weeds also. And this is just to learn more about the plants you are actually growing and what seasons they like, how much water they need, what are the nutrients they put in the ground, how much they take. All of that stuff comes from learning with the Gardeneer's Hat. Like, why do I know this is a pumpkin plant? Why does it say pumpkin plant instead of just saying like an unknown plant? Well, it's because I researched pumpkins and I know this is a pumpkin plant. Why do I know this is a corn? Because I researched it. All of this is because I researched it. You don't, and this carries on every world. So if you start a world off alone, you research tons of stuff, and then you do a world with your friends. Well, you're still gonna have all of this research. And why is this important? Is because you're gonna be able to like find out which are weeds really quickly. If you're gonna get like pumpkins soon, if you're gonna get dragon fruit soon. You see, I'm gonna get 2 pumpkins in a row. This is good. If I had honey, I can make cookies. And this is just to say that if I get my hat and I wear it, and I can right click then on it. If you come down here, you see this is your hat icon. If you have your Gardeneer's hat equipped, you right click, there's going to be a screen that will appear, and it will talk about all of the plants you research, and you can go really in detail about the plants you're planting. And that's really what's key about this new update, Reap What You Sow. Reap What You Sow is really going in detail, really going in deep with the farming mechanics, and actually like becoming a true farmer. It's yes, you can just do the bare minimum, like I said at the beginning of this video. But if you go and you work hard every day for a couple of days, you can actually have great products at the end of it to put in your crock pot, and you'll be proud of yourself. And that's what's really fun about this new update, and this is what really about that I love about it, is that you can feel this sense of achievement towards a greater goal of having greater plants, greater farms for your friends, and actually achieving something compared to the old system. Okay guys, well that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll try to make more videos coming up really soon. I got a couple of ideas like turkey farms, pig farms, just teach you guys all these basic farms that really help you in the early game to get a lot of food. And turkey dinners, oh those are good. So, like I said, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys like this, put a like down below. It really helps me. And oh my god, guys, we're at 40 subscribers. I know it's not a lot, but for me, it's an amazing achievement. And I can't wait to see more of you guys subscribe to my content if you guys like it and see new faces around. And that's all I got to say. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.